Beowulf, the next question is to you. What are your plans of attracting new business in the area and developing the empty commercial space that's throughout the parish? You want me to say that again?
And developing what?
What are your plans to attract new business in the area and to develop the empty commercial space that is throughout the parish?
My plans for, let me just give you some background. I took a trip to Europe to get Bayou Steel to come here to St. John the Baptist Parish. Bayou Steel came, that's history. So it's nothing new to me to try and bring industry into the parish. Again, I think it's very, very important that I have a staff that's qualified, that I have a staff that's going to work with me in terms of developing programs and bringing industry into the parish. Again, it's very important to get all the elected officials together, sit down and talk, and have industry come to St. John, and we have a tour and show them all what we have to offer industry. That's no problem. I think the time now is about to bring clean industry to St. John the Baptist Parish. We're tired of the pollution from the plants. We're tired of the pollution and not getting a job. And it doesn't make any sense to bring plants into the parish, to bring employees from other parts of Louisiana and outside of Louisiana. So it's very, very important to bring industry. It's all about opening lines of communication with the parish president office, with industry. I think what has happened in the past, as elected officials, as the parish president, and the sheriff, and the clerk of court, and the assessor, and the council, and all of the other elected officials, it's very, very important that we all get together, united as one, we have strength. But individually, we're just wasting our time. I've met with Marathon and industry on time and time and time again, and none of these folks that's up here came with me. I had to go on myself. So don't be believing all that good talk. We need to have people that's concerned, that love people, and willing to work.
Thank you. Buddy Bo, could you please address the question? What are your plans of attracting new business in the area and developing the empty commercial space throughout the parish?
Well, I think for the first time, St. John is at the point now where we can actually start looking above the ground. Because for so many years we've been worried about our infrastructure, which was 10 to 15 years behind. In the recent 5 years, we had 2 construction moratoriums threatened in St. John because our sewer system couldn't handle it. So now that we're fixing the infrastructure, money in the bank, designs being done, projects being fulfilled, we can start looking forward. I think our airport is one of our key pieces to the puzzle. We need to expand the runway at the airport, which we're requesting the state for funding this year. So I'll ask Ms. Robot to make a phone call for me. But if we can get the funding to extend our airport, all of a sudden we can fill that gap. We have industry and we have small businesses on our strip malls. We need that gap that pays great wages that you can raise a family. We need to create new avenues of economic development through food processing like NACO Foods, Balmer Foods located in Reserve. Those are prime industries that if we tell them, if we capitalize, and this is the other key, on our strategic location. St. John sits at the best location in Louisiana. We're between Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Houma, and Hammond. We have 2 interstates, we have a river, 4 rail lines, and an airport. And if we can capitalize on that, we had to fix our infrastructure first, which we're doing now with no new taxes. We can start selling these vital resources that we have to companies and tell them we have dry land, we have lower taxes, locate here and you will prosper because of the markets that you can reach. But we also have to concentrate on the 2 things that prevent businesses from coming here: crime and education. Because we can plant all the crepe myrtles we want. If you can't go to Walmart after dark, and if your kid can't get educated, that business is not located here. So we have to focus on those 2, and that's going to take partnerships before we can start bringing in these businesses. Thank you.
Gerald Kelly, could you please answer the question, what are your plans of attracting new business in the area and developing the empty commercial space throughout the parish?
Well, it goes back, as I cross the bridge going into the Wallace area, I'm sickened every time I pass that old school Wallace Rosenwald, because I think about Formosa plant, a billion-dollar industry that we lost because of corruption. We lost that plant, a billion-dollar industry, and I think about how well that West Bank could have developed. Because of corruption, we lost it. We have the resources. The key in St. John Parish is the people of St. John Parish. We have the natural resources. I concur with Mr. Hope. We have this interstate. We have the airport. We're located between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, Hammond. We have the close to the universities and so forth as we go along. We have this. One of the things I will fight for is the open and reserved I-10 exit. It's long overdue, long overdue. Do you imagine the relief in Laplace when Marathon was at its peak? Had I-10 been open and reserved? I can promise you, it took me, when I left the area around Boyce Machinery, or Louisiana Machinery, and I got as far as the rallies, it took me half an hour because of the traffic. Had that interstate been open, this would have been wide gone. I will work with economic development. We can sell St. John. We can sell St. John. It's here for us to go out and pick. We have affordable housing, and we do have a good educational system, whether it be private or parochial and so forth. We have the system to educate our youth. We have doctors coming out of our school system. We have pastors coming out of ours. We have preachers. We have electricians, and et cetera, coming out of our district. So we're here to sell ourselves, and we can do this. And give me the opportunity to work with our economic development, and we will do what Mr. Wolf said. We'll go out and recruit industry for our parish.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Ms. Robotham, could you please answer the question, as Parish President, what are your plans of attracting new business in the area and developing the empty commercial space throughout the parish?
Well, I think economic development has two prongs. One is to work with our existing businesses for possible expansion or additions and to attract new businesses. We have many local businesses that have invested into this community, and we shouldn't overlook them just to bring in new businesses. Many of them, with the assistance that we provide some of our outside groups, would do very well and could use that helping hand for training and increasing and expanding in St. John. So one, I'd like to develop an economic development plan that addresses both our existing businesses and gives them the help they need to be prosperous, and one that attracts new businesses. One that develops an incubator system for assisting people who want to be business owners, giving them the tools necessary to start and maintain and be able to sustain a business in St. John. We are in a prime location, but make no mistake, the corruption and the cloud of corruption over St. John Parish is prohibiting people from coming here. No one wants to come and do business in a parish that they feel is corrupt. Not small business, nor large business. You're correct, there was a problem with Formosa and the corruption that existed there, but we have recent corruption that is inhibiting us now. The problem is that we need honest officials who will sit across the table from prospective business owners and be credible, have respectful dialogue, be respected for their knowledge and understanding of what it requires to do business in a parish. Be very, very much aware of what's available at the state economic development level. Make sure that our economic development dollars are put toward economic development. Again, I think it's two-pronged. Not just bringing in new businesses to fill those vacant slots, but possibly working with our existing business to expand or create spin-off businesses, and working with the people here who want to be business owners, tax-paying business owners in St. John Parish.
Thank you.